It's time for Bet On It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook, best place in Nebraska to place your sports bets. Make sure you keep your money on the correct side of the river.
How could this thing float a boat?
Lincoln and Omaha, get to the sports books. You can do straight bets, parlays, in-game. You can do just about whatever you want, whatever your little mind can imagine. Props even. I don't know, DB's using props, making boats over here. Not sure. That's a different kind of prop, though. You can bet on nearly every major sporting event at Warhorse Sportsbook. Get to warhorsecasino.com for more details on all the events and stuff they have going on as well. You doing all right over there?
Yeah. I'm
Sure?
good.
You sure?
Yeah.
You gonna be all right?
Stank Nooner has a question.
All right, let's hear it. Stank.
No, Shane posted it. Can our offense be effective at running against the defense in the second half? Can our defense stop letting teams fall forward on third down for a first down? So,
both things I would like to see.
Here's the dirty little secret, though.
Mm-hmm.
I said this in the stream, and I'm going to say this out loud and for our folks in Lincoln. So, defensively, on first down, you typically stay relatively base, like base coverage, base front, not typically a pressure down, and standard coverage, because the playbook is
wide open
to the offense.
So you want to be as basic as possible to cover all possibilities.
You're pretty vanilla.
Yeah.
Dirty little secret. Ready? Nebraska typically plays first down a certain way. They may have to reevaluate what they do from like, let's say, average starting field position up until they have a tendency to change their defensive mindset.
Okay.
Because teams are winning on first down. That leads to
second and short, second and manageable,
high third down conversion rates,
which puts you in a bad position to get off the field on third down.
So we're looking at the wrong statistic, the right statistic, but for the wrong reason.
So we look at not being able to get off the field on third down, and instead of saying,
which was what, 7 of 13 or something like that.
So
and they were 2 of 3 on fourth down.
So instead of saying, hey, they need to get better on third downs, it's like, hey, no, they need to get better on first downs.
Yeah, you
don't end up in third and short.
What did Illinois run the ball for on first down? Because this is a Purdue thing. This is definitely a key, and I'll get to that when we talk about Purdue tomorrow. I believe Illinois, Fagan had 12 for 69. Okay, he had the 23-yard run.
First play overtime.
And overtime. So
it's 11 for 40 basically before that.
In regulation.
Yeah.
In regulation. Okay. McCray was 9 for 38.
Just right at 4 yards of carry.
Okay. Now, Lawfrey had the 4 for 30 on the little sweep, but that wasn't the power that everybody keeps
dominated at the line of scrimmage.
Talking about. That was kind of the speed sweep, and he was the scat guy. So, but what was happening was, for a team that had those rushing stats, Nebraska was still giving up over 5 yards a run on first down.
And that's the real problem.
That's the real problem. So
not all 5-yard runs are created equal.
Yeah, I hear what Stank is saying.
Because if you're on 2nd and 19 and get a 5-yard run.
Nebraska has to – that's where the tape, having film of the way – and it's on right now as we're looking at it. That's where they have to win. So it is a second half thing, but it's not a second half thing. Nebraska has to decide how they want to play on first down to give them a chance to get off the field on third down. That's the real thing.
Is that
it just my opinion.
Is that a situation where
I'm waving? I'm like,
you'd have to no white flag this time though.
No. Does that make sense, Stank?
Is that a situation where you kind of have to decide?
That's weird to call it, dude. I'm just gonna call him a Nooner. No, I don't want to say Nooner.
Yeah, I think we gotta stick with Stank.
Okay, go.
Or S-Tank.
That, like, for me, that's the key. That's what we got to talk about when we say year 2 of Coach White and the evolution, because that's the game within the game. And here's the other little dirty secret. The coverages, they have to take a look at how the coverages match fitting in the run game.
Mhm.
I know you kind of like you're kind of a man-to-man team, and you like to match and you pass stuff off. You may have to change some of the coverages you use to allow you to fit in the run game without having your eyes
Get caught in the backfield.
So in man, they shouldn't be anyway.
Yeah.
So that's where the discipline comes in.
Mhm.
Because if I'm in man to man, my eyes aren't in the backfield.
Yeah.
I am clearly reading my keys. If I've got number ones and I'm in man to man and they're in a 2-by and my number one goes to the bathroom, I'm going to the bathroom with him. Right? I don't care that I get play action.
Yeah.
Right? So they'll have to talk about that a little bit. Those are things, that's what practice is for.
Mhm.
Hey, maybe when they're in a 3-by and you get back to you, maybe we want to combo it like this. Maybe we don't want to play it like that. Historically, we've played it like that. We've seen a lot of the same side 2 pressure.
Mhm.
They'll bring a gap and a D gap blitz from the same side, overload.
Mhm.
You may have to vary that up. Maybe you have to, because I know it's like there are certain pressures we like.
Mhm.
We fall in love
You have
with
tendencies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody does. Everybody has tendencies.
We do. So, and Coach Samanji will inevitably say, "Hey, you're not getting home. What about this?" And that's when you have to kind of,
It's like everybody has pet plays.
Dang, are we falling into a rhythm here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like Nebraska with running the football.
Yeah, on offense.
So people want to blame the offensive line in the second half. Oh, we can't run the ball. Here's what Nebraska has to figure out. This is why I think you may see different back rotations. Again, this is just my opinion.
Mhm.
But since this is the bet on it segment, bet on it that Nebraska has I think they've self-scouted enough to know in second halves when they want to salt clock and Dowdell comes into the game, what are they doing? What are they doing in the second half when Dowdell comes back into the game?
They're running the ball.
They're running the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. What's happening in the second half when Ramir Johnson comes in the game?
They're throwing the ball.
They're throwing the ball.
Most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are the things where you got to look at it and say, yeah.
Can we mix that up a little bit?
And if you do, how does that help? Because those guys have tape too. You think we don't form? We're not even smart at the high school level. Like, you think we don't form? You think when Central gets in a 2-by-2 and they're in a pistol set that I don't think I have a tendency they're going to run?
Yeah.
Those guys are good too up there. Right. And so those are the little things that can help you in the run game. That's why all doesn't have to be lost. Like, it doesn't have to be like bleak and super doom and gloom and, oh, we can't do this and sad as this and the offensive line is that and the defense is like, the beauty of this sport is you get to adjust and you get to self-scout. It's like, if I want to run the ball better in the second half, I may sometimes go with safe pass plays on first down, right? Because when I get in this formation, Sat just told you what we said on Monday. Look, 2-back, near eye, with Lindemeyer as the H-back, that almost always has either been split zone or duo. I bet you it's like a 90-some% tendency.
Yeah.
Right? So play action, dude's wide open. Oh, your players aren't on the field. Listen, that's just football, man. We're just looking for something to bitch about. But the design was good. But you can't let your QB off the hook for not making that play.
Yeah.
And be mad at who's in the game.
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing? Those are the things that are frustrating. Right? Because
at the end of the day,
they need each other.
Dylan's just got to make that throw. Yeah. That's it. It's a good call. It's a good setup.
Again, for as disgruntled as we sometimes appear to be with sequential stuff, if he ends up going 29 or 35 with 5 TDs, it's like,
and 340 yards or whatever.
Or they get one more score when they're up 7.
Yeah.
When Illinois only had 3 points.
Yeah.
Because there was clearly a stretch, and maybe it's just me because I'm the eternal optimist, but didn't it feel like Illinois was going to have a hard time getting in the end zone for 2 quarters?
What's one of the first things I said on Monday is I thought there was a stretch where Nebraska was going to pull away. It's one of the first things I said. I thought there was a stretch where Nebraska was pulling.
It scored late in the third.
Yep.
Fourth.
Yep.
And OT.
Yeah. 1 touchdown quarter. That's it.
Yeah, I
I thought there was a stretch where Nebraska was going to pull away.
I want to be optimistic because I think they know what they're doing. Now, the key is, how are they going to run the ball in West Lafayette without QB run game?
And that'll be interesting to see.
Because handoff run game for Nebraska does have to get better.
And bet on this, at some point as Nebraska fans, we're going to have to be okay with short passing games, substituting some of that running game.